Congratulations, you found the Twin Cities Hit Show.
Very well. Where do I begin?
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
You're lucky to be here.
Thank you, sir.
Reach for this one.
And now, a real hit show.
I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings. They have like a 2-second rebound rate and you're back doing the next pain in the ass thing.
Live from the Twin Cities.
Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's the Twin Cities Hit Show.
So what?
So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. And we're going to have to work at this every day, but I want to do that.
Let's get this hit show started.
What floor are we on?
I don't know I slept like 10 seconds yesterday. I don't know what's coming or going anymore.
I'm just watching the live feed of the Dow crash.
Oh.
I just feel like I need to jump out a window. Isn't that what you do when the stock market crashes?
Yep.
Aren't you supposed to jump out a window?
Is it that bad? I don't even know what that means.
Well, Kjell and I have some major investments, and I don't know about you, but if the Dow plummets, I'm in trouble.
You can tell how successful we all are. Yeah. What's this? I don't know.
My portfolio is not doing well today.
We are way overmodulating.
Yeah,
it dropped 100 points during the open. That's jumping out a window stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm looking
Watching
for
that drop like that is not normal.
Uh-oh.
Jill,
well,
you jump first and let me know how it felt.
You just break your ankle.
And then give me something to land on.
Let's get Nicole Middendorf in here and ask her.
It was seriously over 16,000 when we started the open. We're now at 15,900. Oh, it just went up a tick. All right. I won't jump.
See, it recovered. Everything's fine.
Talk to me at the end of the show.
I'm not selling. I'm going to keep my portfolio close.
Maybe Jerrid Sebesta will know. We're going to be talking to him in this show. Remember,
he's always wrong.
Jerrid Sebesta.
I blame him for everything. Is he the one with the
child porn?
Well, no.
Oh, nice.
Just because your name's Jerrid doesn't mean you're into child
smart.
porn.
Sorry.
He's beastie buddy. No, he's the former weather guy. Yes, we could blame Jerrid on the Wall Street, I guess, because that was his bit when he was quite popular over at the Care 11. Was blame Jerrid was his tweet, and everyone actually trended nationally. He has left the weather biz and is now become a money guy. So maybe he may have a comment on all this. I wonder if he's nervous. We'll find out. Here's what Dave Ryan, because evidently, I mean, we've got Chuck and Kjell and myself. Do we know if guys are handsome? Can we tell that?
Oh, yeah. I look in the mirror every day. I know I'm handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You think I'm handsome too? Good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Handsome devil. Yeah.
Thank you.
You think Chuck's handsome?
Yeah, he's got that stuff.
I think we've established that already, Rusty. You don't need to chime in.
The hell's wrong with you? Evidently, Jerrid had that thing that he's a handsome man. Dave Ryan from KDWB, he was inspired to write a song. Here's.
Let all the Cougars love Jerrid. They got a wish that he could grant, and when it gets warm, there's a dew point in their pants.
Oh, what?
I'm so uncomfortable with that.
Anyway, through the magic of technology, Jerrid will be joining us in the second half hour, and maybe he can talk us off the ledge financially.
Tell him what you thought he looked like.
No.
I can tell you who I think Jerrid looks like.
What does he look like?
Beaker from the Muppets.
No.
Oh, wow.
He said he looked
that
like...
is not an attractive
No, sorry, Jerrid. You look like Beaker, dude.
He said he looked like a magician.
A magician? Well, he worked magic with the weather.
But I always liked Jerrid. He might look like Beaker, but I like him. I'm Dr. Vincent Honeydew.
We may or may not have Jerrid as a guest here in the second half hour. Hopefully,
Jerrid, if you're listening, don't listen.
Hopefully, like many of you, he's not listening. So stuff, lots of stuff. Where to begin? I guess we should begin with the good news. The heroes in France, our American guys, on the train last Friday. prevented a shooting. Just got the High Medal of Honor from France.
They already got the medal?
I think so.
Received France's top honor for stopping a potentially deadly attack on a train. The French president called the men a source of inspiration.
The takedown happened Friday on a high-speed train traveling from Amsterdam to Paris. The potential attack was foiled just outside the Belgian capital of Brussels.
So 3 dudes in Amsterdam. They're just lucky that these 3 guys weren't still higher than shit.
Yeah.
I think they might have been.
2 of them were Marines.
Are you still shooting me? That totally looks like a terrorist. Wow, let's see what happens. Instead, no, they jumped into action.
At the ambassador's residence, Spencer Stone described for the first time the moment he and his friends faced.
Spencer Stone.
I know. It was meant to be. That was just fate.
When you're named Spencer Stone and you're like this
know
ripped
what?
army dude.
This is all Obama's doing. This is what this is about. I'm buying it.
Lloyd Fancy Pants III would not save the train.
No.
Spencer Stone kicking ass.
Heavily armed gunmen head on.
And I saw he had what looked to be an AK-47. And
He's got to work on his voice.
I was going to say, that's not what, Spencer Stone?
Yeah, I'm really angry when I see.
I'm not going to stand for this.
I could see him starring in his own movie. The directors just don't talk.
Yeah, they have the really bad.
Yeah, they dub in that like a large black man.
But I'm really angry at the terrorists.
No, Spencer, trust me.
But I'm really angry at the terrorists.
It's better if you just get angry in your eyebrows.
My eyebrows? Okay. So my eyebrows are really angry.
All right, take it away, Spencer. I'm sorry. You're a hero.
It looked like it was jammed or it wasn't working, and he was trying to charge the weapon.
Yeah, dude, I'm still missing the handgun.
Stop, let that weapon
Alec
down.
just hit me on the shoulder to say, let's go.
Let's go.
And ran down, tackled him. Alec came up and grabbed the gun out of his hand while I put him in a chokehold. It seemed like he just kept pulling more weapons left and right. Took out a box cutter, started jabbing at me with that.
Jabbing that cut Spencer's left thumb clean to the bone. And yet so badly injured, he then helped save the life of another passenger. The suspect, Moroccan national Ayoub El Kazani, denied a terror attack, saying he just wanted to rob passengers. Despite the obvious danger they faced, Scarlatos couldn't conceal a grin as he assessed the gunman's level of expertise.
He clearly had no firearms training whatsoever, and yes, if he knew what he was doing, or even just got lucky and did the right thing, he would have been able to operate through all 8 of those magazines, and we would have all been in trouble. Probably wouldn't be here today, along with a lot of other people.
So yeah, they did not know that they were dealing with one of the 3 stooges of terrorists.
Do you think that they actually, what happened was when he started talking to them, they just got thrown off by the tone of his voice, confused them? Hey guys,
you there.
stop it.
You listen.
They're like, what the hell?
You really pissed me off back there.
This guy's voice?
Because I guess the AK-47 jammed. He got 1 bullet off, which did shoot someone, and then it jammed. And they said he didn't have the training to unjam it. And then the handguns, the magazines had fallen out. So they were like empty.
Rolling all over the floor.
Yeah. And so all he had was a box cutter. And he's like, geez, guys, settle down. I'm not a terrorist. I just want to rob people.
I'll contrast that with it. I just reposted last week that DE agent who goes into the classroom and he's showing, I'm the only one professional enough to handle this Glock 40. And no, that's exactly why we don't do that. That really hurts. Yeah. So, I mean, that guy was
watch
trained.
that. He did shoot himself.
In the foot.
Yeah, in the foot. Yeah.
Oh.
He sued. He sued the DEA.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Because he shot himself in the foot.
How's he going to win?
It's been lingering in the courts for like 8 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yikes.
but so that guy's trained. Imagine this knucklehead who sees an Inspire magazine.
And again, they did not know that. They assumed they were running into
Yeah.
a trained terrorist, and they're like, but we got to do it. So
good for them.
They're very heroic in that.
Absolutely.
I think that is one of the offshoots of 9/11 where I think Americans finally are more aware and willing to act. And you would never see.
Yeah, they are. There's our guys on
our
CNN.
boys.
Oh, he totally looks like he would talk like that.
He's the bald guy.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought he looks pretty macho, but all right.
He cut my thumb clean to the bone.
And then he administered CPR or whatever to a shooting victim.
Yeah.
That's
And
beyond cool.
Just
Yeah,
bled
they
all
were
over the person.
They were quick.
I'm not a terrorist, just a robber is the tagline on the.
Right, that's what I'm
Oh, well, that's
confused
cool.
about. It's
I guess we all overreacted.
He
Sorry.
gets less of a punishment if he says he's
a
shooting
robber.
people and then going to rob them.
Yeah, I don't know if you know how robbery works. You're supposed to ask for some shit.
Right.
You don't just start shooting. This is a robbery.
Oh, well. There they go. Congratulations to our 3 Americans doing heroic things in France.
And the France, they don't even know how to do that. Like, how? They don't get many heroes out
Sacre
of
bleu.
France. They're like, wait, what?
Why you-
We've got lots of these medals. We never use them.
So, I heard
Brave
We're
Sir Robin
cowards.
bravely ran away.
Yeah, you know how pissed they must be. They have to give Americans medals too. 'cause
Yeah.
the French hate us.
I'm just gonna say they don't like us.
I read one report that said some of the train employees were running in the opposite direction, like
I believe they're
crawling
French.
over
They're
passengers.
French.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Mon Dieu!
They run.
Sacre bleu.
It's kind of their thing.
Speaking of the Foo Fighters, did you hear what happened to them?
Oh, mad I missed this. No, what happened to them?
Well, they were in concert
Oh, yeah, I
here
did hear
on
that.
Saturday.
It's supposed to be awesome.
Yeah.
Did you go?
I did not go. I was at. I went to Brit Floyd, which was
I saw you
sincerely
went to that.
amazing. It
That
was
is,
really
I
cool.
heard
Jealous.
that's good too, but man, am I mad I didn't go to Foo Fighters.
I had
It's
a
one of those
3-kid
things.
sleepover Saturday where you guys were having fun. Okay.
So they were here on Saturday, but Friday they were in Kansas City
Oh yeah, the
and the
Westboro.
Baptist church that always
for
does
God's
God.
Westboro.
Yeah, God hates fags
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
So they were protesting in front of the concert, and so I'm guessing it was Dave Grohl. I'll give
Yeah.
him credit. He convinced the band to get in the back of a pickup truck,
Yeah.
and they rickrolled the protesters. So it's Dave Grohl and the entire band rickrolling
I love
the
them.
protesters.
Rick rolling?
Haven't you ever been
No.
rickrolled?
No.
Yeah, about remember that 20 years ago when that
No.
was a thing?
Is that like a wet willy
Forgot?
but drier?
They just play.
You get like this urgent message on your computer, and then you open it up, and it's never want to give you up, and it shows up in various
Yeah.
forms.
Yeah.
You've never got rickrolled?
No, I haven't.
It's a sign of no friends, Chuck.
I know. I can give you some other
Can
signs. of
someone
my no
please
friend.
rickroll Chuck today, please?
I'll take a wet willy at least. I mean, something.
Someone should rickroll
A pantsing.
Chuck.
Did someone pants me at least?
So sad. Sorry.
What
Chuck.
are they protesting the Foo Fighters for? Like that's
Why do they protest half
and
these
It
people?
seems like it's more every time. It's more and more.
I love how you thought that there'd be a reason, like well, what did the Foo Fighters
Well, exactly.
do?
Break it down.
It's not like it's a funeral or something.
of a
Exactly.
soldier.
Of a little boy that died of cancer.
Now that, yeah. No, I'm not sure what the connection to the Foo Fighters
Were
is.
they protesting them, or were they just in the area by chance?
In the area looking for
protesting?
fags.
But, you know,
From what I understand, they have a history of always protesting the Foo Fighters.
Oh,
when
really?
they come to town. Like, this is not the first time
Oh.
Okay.
they've protested in front of their
That's funny.
concert.
Can I just play devil's advocate? Devil's
for
advocate for a
sure.
second.
You can get anything you want.
Devil's advocate. Westboro's right. Okay, that's all. That's all I got for you.
Mark this 9:44 show.
Oh, he went a long time this
I know.
time.
Probably
Show
so. 14
into the
minutes in.
ditch.
Thank you.
No, Saturday I was at Brit Floyd, and I tell you what, I've seen Pink Floyd. This was amazing.
Yeah.
What was it?
It was at Northrop. So
yeah.
what does that hold? About 4,000 or more?
Oh.
And they recreate the light show and the quadra sound and stage full of musicians who are A-list musicians. And also in the most recent issue of the Rolling Stone, Pink Floyd will never tour again. So to have that concert experience,
Yeah.
you're going to have to go to a tribute band. And on its surface, I'm like,
Sounds
this
lame.
sounds
Yeah.
lame.
Yeah.
But the lead guy, the music director, said that Dave Gilmour has come to their show and invited them to his birthday party and had them
To play.
Birthday party.
But they got up on stage and jammed with them
Oh.
for
Are we
like
like friends
comfortably numb. And,
Can you come to my birthday?
one of the harder songs, and again, this is all on the Rusty Gave Me review that we posted over the weekend. Dark Side of the Moon, obviously a legendary album. It's like always in the top of the charts or whatever. But it's got this Great Gig in the Sky where they just had that female singer.
Yeah.
Remember that? You would think that would be like a 1 in a million, you know, kind of how do you recreate that live on stage? Well, they have found a girl who does it. And so, suddenly Jennifer's tapping me. I'm like, what? Goosebumps.
Oh.
So
What do they play out of the cat? I mean, they play like everything. You know,
they play some from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way to the last recording that just came out.
Yeah. Nice.
Anyway,
How much did tickets go for?
mine were free.
Oh.
They were free tickets, huh?
They listened to the show. They got me on their press list. No, it was 30 to 40 to 50 bucks.
That's not bad.
Yeah. All right. Start singing, lady. Come on. I should have queued this in.
Yeah, it was a long build-up.
Do you guys want me to?
Yeah, you're going to sing along with her?
I'm spot on.
We all remember this, right?
Wow, you sound just like her, Colleen. That is incredible. Wow.
Such breath control.
Oh, my God. Do you have pipes?
Anyway.
You missed that one. You missed like one note, but seriously, no prep. Really good.
And I can talk at the same time.
Yeah, it's amazing.
There's that note. There's that note. She hits that really high note that's on that album. Anyway, if you go see, if you're listening to the show, which some people do outside of the Twin Cities, check out, see if they're coming to your market. Because,
where's that?
Pink Floyd did not tour no more.
Where's that recording from? The one you're playing? Is that?
This one is, I got a couple. This one I think is from Red Rocks.
Wow.
In Colorado.
Oh, God, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Northrop, whatever.
Gee. Colorado, Red Rocks, there's free marijuana. Do you think anyone was high at that
No,
show?
God, no. Literally.
No one goes high to a Pink Floyd show.
That was the last time I smoked marijuana. Was at a Pink Floyd concert in 1988.
The last time you smoked marijuana?
Yeah, it came down the aisle. I was going to be a cop. I'm like, I can't smoke anymore. I'd quit. It came down the aisle. I'm like, I'm at Pink Floyd. Of course I have to.
I thought cops and lawyers were the ones that smoked the most weed. Like, that was like a common fact.
Lawyers, for sure. I guarantee that. My fear was always like shooting someone and then getting blood tested.
Yeah,
Going,
sure.
I know.
So you didn't shoot a lot of people?
No, I shoot at a minimal
For that
amount of
I love that that's the reasoning behind it.
I'm sorry, babe. You're going to have to die. I was so high last night. I will not pass the urine test. Go ahead, dude. Shoot her.
God, I want to shoot that unarmed black kid in the face, but I smoked a lot of pot last night.
I will not pass the urine test.
I can't.
I'm going for a knee.
I can't.
Speaking of which, #1 movie again this weekend.
Police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad because I'm brown. And not the other colors.
Now it's over $100 million in the first 2 weekends.
My parents
theaters.
would love this movie.
They would?
No.
They might. Kjell saw it.
I did. Saw it last night. I thought the acting was really incredible. I mean, all those guys are unknowns, right? I didn't recognize
One's his son, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks just like him.
Yeah, you can see the acting was great. The storyline was great.
Whose son? Sorry?
Ice Cube.
Dre.
Okay.
Or I thought it was Dre's son.
No,
Ice Cube.
Oh.
You know what I don't like? This whole thing's a lot. He's not a doctor, Dr. Dre. I've looked him up. He's just a guy. So whatever. I mean, you know, I think he's open to liability. Screw that guy.
How many times can you derail the show?
You want to try me, mister?
It's like he's talking and he's like, I'm still going to keep going with it.
He's never stopped me. Never once.
The thing is, when this movie came out, Universal Studio worked with the theaters because there was fear, we need extra security. We need extra security. Opening weekend, there was no incidents of any shootings. No one's made the connection yet. No one's drawn or connected the dots. But Straight Outta Compton is playing at Maple Grove. And this happened on Friday.
It actually happened in a side parking lot here at the AMC Theater and the Arbor Lakes shopping complex. And police say moviegoers probably never even heard the gunshots from inside because the first calls for help came from a different location a few miles away. That location was a Wendy's in Brooklyn Park off 71st Avenue. That's where officers first responded. There they found the 2 victims who were rushed to the hospital. Both are expected to survive. Officers learned the actual shooting happened near the Maple Grove movie theater once they found the victims, and the victims say they drove away from the scene before calling for help.
Why do you do that? Why do you drive away from anyway?
Yeah, so, there's good food at Arby's, Wendy's.
No one's making any connection yet, and that's probably good because now it sounds like they were in a side parking lot, so
Sure.
may had nothing to do.
They said it probably gang related, right?
They say they have no suspects yet.
Yeah.
They haven't said what color the skin was of anyone involved. So Stop making that connection, Chuck, you racist.
Well, there was actually this last week another shooting in Ferguson that you don't hear a hell of a lot about.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you know why? Because it was a little black girl inside her house shot by another black kid, shot into her house and killed her. 9-year-old little girl doing her homework on her mom's bed. And I'm like, hey, where's what's his face?
What's the story?
Jesse
Was
Jackson.
it an accidental shooting?
Oh, it was gangbangers shooting up houses.
Well, here's
Shooting
the
up
message.
houses,
Don't do fucking homework.
The mom got shot
assholes.
in the leg. But it's just like funny to me that isn't
Yeah.
more. That's so angering and more outrageous than what happened.
Yeah,
to
those
that.
same people should be in the streets going, we
Right,
have to stop
But let's
shooting.
not pick and choose what we're outraged about.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
should be
exactly.
outrageous.
Well, that's
she was doing her homework. She
epidemic.
wasn't strong-arming a guy at a
Yeah.
convenience store, looking for trouble. She was doing what she should be doing, and no one hears a peep about her.
That's epidemic.
Yeah.
Hundreds and thousands of
Yeah.
people dying that way. But,
Yep.
maybe a couple hundred.
Yeah, Jesse Jackson, come on out. We'd love to see you.
Yeah.
Get a
No.
break. Get something going.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. There was
Yeah.
an article a couple years ago where Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell had done some huge diplomatic thing and negotiating. I think he maybe even was with the Chinese. And at the same time, there was what turned out to be a crook who got questionably killed. And Jesse Jackson and all those people were with that incident getting all the media. And the question was, if you want to celebrate people of color, why aren't you celebrating what Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell just achieved on a world diplomatic level?
There's no money in keeping people happy. You want them angry and afraid, and that's where they make money. They're hustlers, and they're in it for the money. It's not anything else than
horrible.
that. Word.
Cynical. You are cynical.
Hey, how about that, Chris Carter? Our former
football-
Minnesota
football
Viking,
He can catch a ball like no
Hall of
happened? I
Famer.
missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also a shining symbol of a good human being. You didn't hear about
He's
what's
a
gone
horrible
viral?
No, he is a horrible person.
Did we already know that though?
Yeah.
Here's an actual recording of him at speaking. The NFL sponsored. He's speaking to rookies. He brings this is last year. He brings a young Teddy Bridgewater up on stage. Warren Sapp is with him, who's now facing prison issues with domestic, stepping on his girlfriend's head, biting her finger.
It happens. She got in the way.
Because he can't do that because he was already on probation for messing with some hookers.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
He's
these
busy.
two
He's a busy guy.
these two role models. Listen to this. It's going to go for just over a minute. Listen to his advice to rookies.
Now, if they gonna keep rolling on Teddy's bankroll, because each one of y'all in business for yourself.
First of all, when you listen to Chris Carter on ESPN, he does not quite sound this
Right. Yeah, the
ghetto.
cadence and the tone has changed.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yourself.
All right, listen.
Right here is Teddy Bridgewater Inc. Incorporated. That's him. Now, every dime that come into Teddy, all right, is going to be earned by him and this body. All right? Now, I let my homeboys know. Y'all want to keep rolling like this? Then I need to know who going to be the fall guy, who going to be driving, because y'all not going to all do the right stuff now. All right? So I got to teach y'all how to get around all this stuff, too. If you're going to have a crew, one of them fools got to know he going to jail. We'll get him out.
We'll get him out.
Can you even fucking believe this?
Now, you from Miami now,
He is
okay? Y'all take care of each other. Now, don't you got a guy that would take care of you and that would be out a good deal? Okay, good. Go on, sit down.
Go on, sit down.
If you're going to have a crew, make sure you know who going to be the fall guy.
Wow.
Okay? I know none of y'all going to never drink, leg. I know none of y'all going to never use no drugs and everything. All y'all going to go to Bible study. I realize that, but still get you a fall guy. Okay? If you're going to have a crew, make sure they understand can't nothing happen to you. Your name can't be in lights under no circumstances. All right?
Go out there and rape someone. Get out there and rape some women now, all right?
But have a fall guy.
The last image I have of him is standing up with all the Hall of Famers from the Vikings with his little gold jacket on.
Yeah.
Side by side. Hello.
He was wearing that gold jacket. He was wearing his Hall of Fame gold jacket during that speech.
That's a great speech.
What a fool.
Yeah, he should be talking to graduating classes, I think. That's
Don't become an upstanding citizen have a fall guy.
Yeah. No, that actually makes complete sense.
That's his speech.
Where was that? Where was he doing this?
It was sponsored by the NFL, so I'm not sure the town or the gathering, but it was a theater full of rookies.
Where does he do the sport?
Color commentary? Is he Fox or ESPN?
I think he's ESPN, and that's one thing that I realized when I didn't like him. Like, he started crying about something. He's cried a couple times on air, like just crocodile tears. I'm like, this guy's just wants attention.
It was a
wants
guy
a show.
that beat his wife. Wasn't he crying about people getting hitting their girls, something like that?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, he did land on the right side of that one, but almost too dramatically.
Right. Well, obviously he knows how to manipulate things, right?
Yeah.
So he knew what he was doing then too. It kind of makes it even less sincere than it appeared at the time.
So there you go. Let's see if he gets suspended or if anything will
They
come
should
of this.
go away.
It just somehow this week or over the weekend started going viral, even though it's a year ago. So somehow somebody's released it and went, has anyone seen this?
It's so bizarre.
Yeah. Don't
Terrible
be good
human being.
people. Just get a fall guy. Speaking of heroes and good people, our own Senator Amy Klobuchar was on CBS this morning. Here's what she says about Joe Biden possibly getting in.
I think no one knows. I know that he is conducting a series of meetings, talking to people, and there's a lot of us love the vice president. I'm obviously a supporter of Hillary Clinton. I think she's got some great ideas, and being right close to Iowa, I've seen her campaign and how well run it's been, and we go from there. My daughter actually was.
Oh, yes.
You saw me shaking my head. I just think Hillary is.
She's done.
She's done. Yeah, all this email stuff and the knowingly hiding emails and the negligence of what she didn't know. So you can't. Yeah. She can't.
See, and I'm hearing the opposite and drinking the opposite Kool-Aid. That it's all going to come out. And it's all your eyes. Fear is being taken off the ball. She's like, what part of there is no. There is no there. She's got no subpoena. She's not under any sort of. There is no legal thing going on right now, except for the Republicans stirred up like and the FBI's going. We're not. They're not raiding her house like Jerrid. Is it Sebesta or no? Jerrid, the subway guy.
We're coming for you, Jerrid, right after the break.
Jerrid.
After the break, Jerrid.
So there is nothing going on, but you guys keep
repeating
because I know how you lean. You've already established how you
She's more
lean.
liberal than me, and I think I'm pretty liberal. I
don't know. It depends on
it's
what
like.
it is.
I
just call bullshit on both sides. I just don't ever
I
get
think you'll
behind
be fine.
somebody.
Let's make a $10 bet that she's still there come November 2nd
she's a
of
Clinton.
election
It wouldn't
day.
surprise me.
That this conversation will bleed itself out, and there will be no arrests made, and they'll go. It's like the millions of dollars.
There'll be no arrests made.
Well, okay,
for credibility
it'll be like the whole Whitewater thing that we all spent millions of dollars on that nothing ever happened.
Yeah,
and it was filled with Republican investigation, and they're like, we still can't get you.
I think that it's harder. They're very powerful, and I think that she's not getting arrested, but her credibility is shot. Well, I think people are sick of it. Same thing they were sick of the Bushes, they're sick of the Clintons too.
I disagree. I think she's going to be there, and it'll go down to the wire on the election night. May not even go down to the wire because so far they're all clowns on the other side.
Well, look, and what's crazy is what's his face? Floppy hair. What's his name?
Donald.
The other floppy hair. Trump. He's like beating Clinton in certain. It's crazy that he's doing his. I can't imagine. Oh, it's amazing.
It's still early in the game.
I know, but
still early in the game.
I agree, but I just think people are so tired of this. Politics as usual. They're like, let's just do it. Who cares? Let's see what happens.
In that regard, Donald Trump is a great thing. In that way, Donald Trump is a great thing. Yeah.
Right. It's changing. Like people voting for Sanjaya on American Idol because it was fun and entertaining to watch this person kind of make a fool of himself.
It's actually a perfect metaphor.
I forgot about him.
Donald's our Sanjaya. Yeah.
They had similar hair.
I can't wait for the actual legitimate debates to happen because right now the stage is too crowded. There's too much going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, are we 10 o'clock?
We're 10:01. We should go to break.
All right, we promised Jerrid we call him at 10 o'clock, and he's probably, this line has been disconnected after hearing our show. All right, we're going to take a break.
The Twin Cities Hit Show. We'll be right back.
Don't let your computer problems drive you mad. We are MacMen, Minnesota's premier tech consultants and problem solvers for Macs, mobile devices, troubleshooting, training, and much more. No more dragging your computer all over town because we come to you. We love making house calls to your home or small business. MacMen. Call 612-345-8005.
The term foodie can sometimes come across as a tickle pretentious. BT and Lydia are here to demystify the term and reclaim it for the sake of good food. Their weekly podcast brings in fellow foodies and culture creators from the Twin Cities to talk about all things food. Find this duo only on the Alive and Social Network.
The one and only Chart House. Your destination, whether dining for two, drinks with friends, or making up for that night with friends. Join us at the Chart House for brunch, dinner, or drinks.
Hi, I'm Josh Rupert, and I'd like to invite you to my restaurant, and I'll buy half your dinner. Go to charthouserestaurant.com to find out more.
Visit charthouserestaurant.com today for your special offer, and then come visit Chart House in person. Your table is waiting.
The Rusty Gatenby Review is the entertaining show about entertainment from movies, music, and more. Award-winning TV guy Rusty Gatenby and his review is the podcast with the biggest cast in entertainment, part of the Alive and Social Network. You can get that Minnesota connection to Hollywood and beyond any time of the day or night simply by clicking on the RustyGatenbyReview.com. That's the RustyGatenbyReview.com, part of the Alive and Social Network.
You're listening to the Twin Cities Hit Show. Say it fast 3 times. We just dare you.
So there was topless ladies in town over the weekend?
It was a big protest in Minneapolis. Where was it? It was in
Gold Medal Park.
Yeah.
There were like 14 people if you saw the
I heard
pictures.
it was supposed to be thousands.
Oh, yeah.
There's pictures?
From the back. It's the uncomfortable,
Yeah.
slightly overweight woman with the slight side boob at the right angle. So you know what was going on.
I kind of half know. It's like
It
an
was-
international thing.
No, is it gender equality? Why do guys get to walk around without shirts and girls don't? That kind of thing. But you know what's
this
so
has
funny?
been going on in like France and Germany
Right.
and stuff,
But
right?
the thing that made me laugh about it was they were like, it's silly and it should be no big deal, but it is. People are going to be carded. Minors aren't invited to the
Oh, for
event.
God's
And I'm like, well, what are we going to have to get carded to go to Nokomis then if this passes? If either it's okay or it's not. Why do you need to card kids to come to this event?
'Cause
Oh,
boobies.
boobs are showing. That's why, you
Boobies.
dummies. Put your shirts on.
Is Jerrid there?
Jerrid?
Hello?
Hey!
See what you missed by moving out of the Twin Cities, Jerrid?
Yeah, I've been listening to your show, by the way, for the last half an hour.
Sorry, Rusty called you Beaker. I don't know what that was about.
You know, Julie Nelson started that.
Oh, did she?
Oh, really?
Yeah, she started it, and I kind of caught on. And
I didn't know that when I said that.
I've been called way worse.
Oh, for sure.
Now, what part of the world are you these days? You're southern Minnesota, right?
I'm out in west central Minnesota. I don't know if you guys have ever been here. Have you ever been west of Lake Minnetonka?
It scared me, actually, yeah. I had to go back immediately.
I was just in Glenwood. I had a fun weekend in Glenwood.
Oh, hey, Lake Minnewaska. Did you go to Waterama?
I don't know. I did comedy, and I hid in a crappy apartment from people.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Huh?
Yeah.
That's what he does after all the shows, though.
I know, exactly.
So where are you at? What's going on?
I'm in Wilmer, Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Out in Candy, Ojai County.
Yeah,
I left my TV career to go to South Dakota, and now I'm in Wilmer, so that makes sense. The joke is I got halfway there.
You're almost there.
Taking a break like the pioneers. I like it.
Your career is actually taking a turn, but a turn that you were well ready to embrace.
Well, basically, I'll preface this with nothing that I thought was going to happen when I left Care 11 has happened. Like literally nothing, including having a third child. Oh. And so it's been kind of a funny life here. Yeah, I was planning
Jerrid, do we need to explain how children come about?
Well, we have 3, and so finally, when my wife got pregnant with the third one, we did some research, and then we figured out the problem.
Oh, okay, good.
We've eliminated that part of our life from now on.
All
so
right,
just
good.
in case.
So yes, go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, I mean, I left. I was going to try to continue my TV career in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where I actually started my career. And just be honest with you, I just could not find an opportunity in any field really that was legitimate. And an opportunity came up that I wasn't even remotely looking for here in Wilmer. And I thought the opportunity was good enough to take a little detour. And so here we are.
And what is that opportunity?
Well, it's kind of twofold. I work for a financial company, which is, again, so abstract and bizarre from what I was doing. But I kind of have to go back. Like, I've always had this passion for personal finance. It was something that I was passionate about when I was doing TV. In fact, I brought this up to my bosses at KARE 11. I said, I've kind of got this shtick for personal finance, and not even about the money aspect. It was more about the life aspect. And because my wife and I had followed the Dave Ramsey plan. I don't know if you had heard of him, but he's a radio show host and an author. And my wife and I jumped on kind of his plan and life principles back in 2007, and we just saw so much success and we got so much freedom out of it that I kind of had this passion for it. But so I kind of partner with a financial guy out here in Wilmer, and then he's kind of allowed me just to kind of spread my wings and do my own thing and start to build my own platform as well.
So you're not from Wilmer. I mean, you kind of trained.
I'm from Montevideo, right down the road. So, okay. I mean, I grew up out here. I don't have any family that lives around here anymore. But it's kind of funny because, I used to live here. I went to junior college in Wilmer. And ironically, I lived down the road from some of the apartments I lived in when I was 18 years old, going to junior college back in the mid to late 90s. So it's kind of bizarre how life works like that.
You don't remember those at all because you were in college as a freshman.
Before we forget, then, Mr. Moneyman, what are your thoughts on what's happening on Wall Street? Are you concerned in that regard?
Well, we had a big meeting this morning, and but you knew this was coming. I mean, first of all, I'm not like a financial expert by any means. I don't try to be one, but I'm around them all day, so it's kind of fun to pick up on this stuff. Everybody knew it was coming, and my message is be prepared. And whether times are good or times are bad. Save and live on less than you make and be out of debt and give. And if you do those things, whether things are good or bad, you'll be just fine. So times like this are tough to stomach sometimes, but it kind of exemplifies the message that we try to give.
And so you've got a new website, right, that just launched the other day?
Yeah, well, I had my website, JerridSebesta.com, right after I left KARE, but I just kind of retooled it to kind of remessage kind of what I'm doing, because again, this was not part of the plan. I mean, it really wasn't. I kind of started to fall into this over the last 6 to 9 months, and then I was looking at my website, which was like a bunch of silliness and blame Jerrid stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, this really doesn't represent what I'm doing anymore. So I retooled that and then relaunched that last week to kind of represent my message now, which is kind of around living the dream, which was kind of a joke. It has been for a number of years, but now I'm kind of building a message around that.
And yes,
well, I was just going to post the website. What's the name of your website?
JerridSebesta.com.
I love that name. That's clever. It's good.
Yeah. Firstly, yeah. So it's not Beaker.com or JerridFogel.com.
I was going to say not JerridTheSubwayGuy.com.
And that's not. By the way, that's not the first time I've heard that. And I've always been like, they're like, "Hey, your name's Jerrid, like Jerrid the Subway guy." Yeah. And then that came out, and I'm like, "Oh no, like why? Why?"
So. I'm trying to, because I think you've already, in a nutshell, then said what your mission is. You're asked to go speak at various functions, right?
Well, I love to speak. I mean, if I could have a full-time job just speaking, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, basically, my entire career, I've gotten paid to speak. So, I've never had like a real job.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just like you, pretty much. I mean, it's not real work, right?
Hey, now, don't tell anyone. What are you doing?
I think that's crazy, though, too, that what you're saying is just such common sense stuff. Like, hey, how about this? Don't spend more than you have. Save a little money and be prepared for when you don't have money coming in. We have to be reminded of that is telling.
Okay, so this started back in 2007. Okay, my wife and I got married. And instead of buying a house, which is what most people do when they get married, we paid off our debt and downsized, and we saved like crazy.
Sure.
And then when we moved from Phoenix, Arizona to KARE 11, a lot of people don't know this, so like you're hearing this. I took a pay cut to go from Phoenix to KARE 11.
Wow.
Now, most people don't want to move across the country and take a pay cut, but we were able to do that. Did I like that? No, but we could easily afford to take a pay cut. And then my wife, we started having children. And slowly but surely, my wife went from being a full-time nurse to a full-time stay-at-home mom. Could we afford to do that? Sure. And then last year, I walked into my boss's office and I said, I'm leaving at the end of my contract. And not only was I leaving, I was walking voluntarily into unemployment. And I had 2 kids with a pregnant wife. And that like just blew people's minds. Like people, I mean, I was not expecting that. I was expecting to go to South Dakota and disappear. And I had people coming to me and they're like, how in the world were you able to do that? And so the response from people has been the motives for me to do this launch, to launch my site and to kind of create a brand around this thing I call Living the Dream, which has really nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with the freedom of what you want to do in life. Just be smart with your money, and you can do whatever the crap you want. If you want to quit your job, you can do it. If you want to start a radio show, you start a radio show. It's that simple.
However, when you're on Facebook, don't you get depressed when he's like, oh, look at us. We're in the south of France. Hey, we're jetting off to Cancun. And you're like, yeah, not in my budget. We're sitting at home.
But if that's what's important to you, that's fine. And then when I go out and speak, I ask the audience 3 questions, and the number 1 question I ask people is, what do you want? You have to identify what it is you want. And if that's what's important to you and that's what you want, great.
Money.
Then do what you need to do financially so you can live that life. What's important to me is just living a very quiet lifestyle with my wife and my kids. That's what's important. So that's what we do, and that's how we position ourselves in our lives. And so we've done the things we needed to do. So I don't have to work in the Twin Cities at a TV job and have a crappy schedule.
How long have you been married now?
7 years.
Oh, yep.
Oh, yep.
Talk to me in about 10 more. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It still is enjoyable.
I get it. I got 2 kids under the age of 5, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm so blessed that A, my wife doesn't have to work. B, I'm not a slave to my job, because I think most people are just slaves to their job. They're slaves to their life. And there's probably so much excess in their life that if they wanted to make a shift, and this is whether you make a lot of money or make a little bit of money, if you wanted to actually chase the things that you thought were important, like traveling the world and sailing, if that's fine, great. But if you wanted to do those things and you're not, you couldn't. And to me, that's sad. My message is try to get people in a position so you can do whatever you want.
Tell me about the struggle of going from as popular and as known as you were to living a small town, quiet life. I mean, that's got to be a huge transition for you.
For the ego.
It was a huge hit. I mean, I spent the first 3 months after leaving Care 11 last summer just trying to figure out who the crap I was. And I mean, and I didn't think I was going to go through that as bad as I did. And I describe it as breaking up with a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like you can have this relationship, and trust me, my relationship with Care 11 and TV was phenomenal. It just didn't really get me any closer to what I really wanted out of life. You know what I'm saying? And so when I gave it up, it's kind of like, you knew it was something that had to come to an end, but then when it comes to an end, you're like, oh man, and you just remember all the good times, you know?
Right.
And you drive past her house like late at night, you're like, oh!
Drunk dialing.
Jerrid, you're describing my life right now. This is kind of freaking me out.
And I mean, here's the deal. Like last summer, you know, a couple of months after I left Care 11, I'd have to come to the cities for like a business trip or meeting or something. Well, guess what I would do? I'd drive past Care 11 and I'd drive past my old house up in Maple Grove, and I would literally weep in my car, and I'm like, why did I do this? You know, why did I leave? You know, and then that was my ego. I mean, that was seriously like my ego just being pounced because I had lost my identity. I had lost who I was. My entire working career, I was Jerrid the weather guy, and so I was going through that process of kind of finding a new identity, and it was tough. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was very difficult.
Because how long were you on the air between all your markets?
12 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big change. Yeah.
You know, and again, it's not like I got fired. You know, it's
Right.
not like I got fired like Rusty. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I'm totally kidding.
No, that's
He's
totally
not.
true. It's totally true.
I didn't have that. I willingly gave it up. And so you want to talk about having like a oh crap moment at 2:00 in the morning where you wake up and you're like, what the crap did I do? You know what I mean?
Well,
so
like Rusty.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, I do. I still have these weird dreams where I'm still working at the ABC station, and yet no one. Like I'm a ghost. They don't see me, and I'm walking through there, and I'm like,
Jesus,
hey!
you guys are downers.
Yeah. No, I'm fine now, thanks to lots and lots of drugs.
I get it. I totally get it. To be honest with you, I don't have that as much anymore because I feel like this was what was supposed to happen. And trust me, like this message that I'm now trying to throw out there to people, this sounds really like kind of just cheesy and hyper spiritual, but I feel like it was like deep inside of me and buried for years. And I couldn't get it out. Kjell wouldn't let me tell this message while I was there. Yeah. And the only way to kind of get it out of me was to come here to Wilmer and kind of go through that whole process of dealing with my identity. And that really forced me to spend the time, money, and energy to build that site and to really make this my life message. And I don't know what the future holds. I don't know how big it will grow. I don't know how long it will last, but it's exciting, man. I just couldn't wait for Monday morning. I mean, this week, because my job is basically like, how do I help people as much as I can this week? That's my job, which is really sweet.
And what's the name of your firm again? Where are you working?
Well, I work at Tages Financial, TAATJES, tagesfinancial.com. We're a financial firm. And they're a Dave Ramsey ELP, which is great. So I knew before I even hardly met them, like these guys follow Dave Ramsey's principles, that they have to be an endorsed local provider by them. And so I knew the types of people I was going to be working with and the types of values that they would have. So to me, that really, really was a huge factor in the move here to Wilmer.
Well, it doesn't sound like you're done either. I mean, what's the chance you're going to stay in Wilmer the rest of your life?
0%.
Okay, that's a pretty low probability, I would say.
and they know that.
Yeah.
And but I had a meeting with my boss, who's kind of boss / business partner, and he goes, dude, I see this just growing so big, and he goes, and here to bring this full circle, he goes, are times going to get easier or harder? Well, they're going to get harder. There's no way you can just kind of keep going through life and the stock market keeps growing and every interest rates just stay low, and it's going to happen. In fact, this probably could be it, where this fall is probably going to be a tough time. And he goes, your message is going to be more important this fall and the years ahead than ever before. He's like, it's important now. It's going to be tenfold important coming up. And he goes, it's happening. And so just get ready. And so, I mean, I come to work with my sleeves rolled up, like, let's do this. Let's spread this message, So, I mean, there you go. There you go. Get out of debt, save, budget, live on less than you make. Just get ready.
I want to get a bunker and get food supplies now.
Well, I mean, we're not total doom and gloomers, but I think that again, when times are good, that's the time to save. That's the time to prepare, and that's kind of the way it was, through the many years, or not many years, but when I was, when we were married and times were good and we didn't have kids, we just hunkered down and saved, and it has completely changed the whole trajectory of our life to, again, where kind of the climax of that is where I just walked into Care 11 and I left.
You're crazy.
With nowhere to go.
You're insane. Here's what CNN is saying about the Chinese situation. Hold on real quick.
Now below $40 a barrel for the first time since 2009. That's because China, the world's second largest economy, the Chinese economic growth is slowing quickly. Meanwhile, global supply is booming. So with the chaos in the market, what should you do? Now is not the time to scramble to find your 401k login this morning, folks. Don't panic. Examine your long-term goals. Don't react to every scary headline. Remember, if you've been in stocks the past few years, you are riding huge gains. That's the long-term chart. A pullback can be normal, even healthy for the market. Two ways you could feel the market chaos immediately. Bond yields are falling. That will push mortgage rates lower. Gas prices will likely fall to $2 a gallon soon. You've seen this plunge in the oil market. That is something you will feel every time you fill up this fall.
So not horrible news. Not all of it's horrible.
Don't kill yourself. Yeah. Is that what they're saying?
Okay, first of all, and I'm not a financial expert, so I'm learning this stuff. The market typically corrects every year to year and a half. We haven't had a market correction in 4 years.
Yeah.
So it had to happen. And the people who really know the stock market, they're welcoming this. Because for it to grow bigger, it has to drop.
I still want Kjell to jump out the window, though. Just cause.
70, 15, 15, baby. That's what my financial people always tell me. Moderate risk, 70%, 15 high, 15 low, and you will endure anything.
Sure. And then, on a personal note, in your personal finances, don't have debt, and have a big stockpile of cash, and then you won't even know what's even happening. I mean, no kidding. Back when the big recession happened in 08, 09, 07, I mean, it was almost laughable because where I was working at the time, they were cutting entire departments in Phoenix, and people were coming to me and they were like, "What happens if you lose your job? Like, what are you going to do?" And I'm like, "Good."
Oh man!
All right. They're like, "How dare you say that? You should be happy you have a job." I'm like, "I am happy I have a job, but I work here because I want to, not because I have to." I go, "We don't have any debt, we have no payments, and we got a big pile of cash. This recession doesn't even remotely change anything."
Well, explain to us then, what did you guys do this weekend? What is a lifestyle of Jerrid and your family? What did you do Friday?
No, we don't do anything. We have 3 kids, dude.
We can't afford to do anything.
No Applebee's. No.
I got a tiny baby and two other kids under 5. It's just my life revolves around nap time, feeding time, and poopy time.
Well, me too. I guess.
Yeah, as you say, you don't have to have kids for any of that. That sounds like my weekend, independent of the kids.
Sounds like you, because I was checking out your website, which does look fabulous. But it sounds like you might be able to write another book, how you deal with a colicky baby.
Oh, dude, yeah, she's finally coming around. Our youngest is 6 months, and all of our children they're just kids. They're not bad kids. They're just newborns. It's tough.
I don't want to scare you, but
some newborns are bad.
My boy Connor did not sleep for 2 years, and he could only sleep if you held him really tight.
Really?
And then the moment you got him...
That's called a headlock, and he would just pass out.
Well, I choke him out.
Have you tried a gentle shaking? I just do that.
No.
Once their eyes roll back, they've kind of submitted.
Shh.
I think we're over the hump. My 6-month-old slept through the night all night on Saturday night.
Nice. Okay. That's a great feeling.
She's getting there. But, I mean, again... You may look at my life, and I had that. When I was leaving care, people are like, why are you leaving? And I said, this is what's important to me. This is what we want.
Yeah.
And so I don't live an extravagant life. I don't. Those things just aren't. I don't need those things right now. I don't want those things. So again, it's identifying whatever it is that you want.
Right.
Put yourself in a position to do it.
And so it frustrates people. They're like, "No, bullshit. There's something else going on."
Yeah.
They don't.
They do.
It's difficult to understand.
Did you see the Star Tribune article that came out in June?
No.
Which was, Amy over at the Star Tribune did a phenomenal job. That was one of the most well-written articles any press I've ever had. And there were people who are like, "What's the whole story? There's something that's missing."
Right.
And I said, that story is exactly it. It is what it is. You get what you get. I don't drive a fancy car. I make fun of myself because people assume I made all this money in TV, which I didn't. You live in the big house, in the suburbs, and I drive the Mercedes. And the truth is, I drive a $5,000 vehicle and live in a very, very modest home. You know what I mean? But those things.
Your kitchen looked nice. Was that your kitchen on the video on the website? Announcing the website?
Yeah, it was. And to be honest with you, Rusty, we sold that house.
Oh,
funny.
And you know why we sold it?
No, why?
Because we don't need it.
So
I'm taping a video this week and writing a blog this week that's talking about ditching any excess in your life. If there's anything that you do not need in your life that doesn't help you accomplish what you want, ditch it.
Goodbye.
And the house that we bought in Wilmer,
yeah,
it's a beautiful house.
Right.
And my wife and I have since the second we bought that house, have always felt like, you know what, we just don't need it. We could get a house half this size for half the price and still be able to do everything that we want to do. And so we sold it.
Wow.
So if you had $8,000, what would you do with it right now?
I mean, to answer your question, there's nothing that we need. There's really nothing in this. What would I do with that? I'd probably just throw it in the bank.
Okay, the reason I ask is because I spent $8,000 on laser hair removal surgery, and I don't think that was probably the wisest investment.
It didn't help, by the way. You're still hairy as shit.
No, it didn't work.
It was
He's tangled up in the mic right now.
All right, Jerrid, I got a hypothetical.
If that's what you want, go for it. And that's people are like, "Oh, you're just a Debbie Downer. You hate, you're just all anti-Spain. You don't have any fun." Dude, I'm all about fun. I'm all about having stuff. But
hair.
You need to say no's before you can say yes.
What was the most fun thing you did this summer? Because summer's over, right, weather guy?
Yeah, summer. Yeah, if the state fair is within a month, summer is over.
There you go. Yeah. So what did you do? What was the most fun thing you did? Does it involve arts and crafts? Did you make a toothpick Doppler?
With macaroni.
Right. To be honest with you, it was just such a busy summer trying to get my website and this business launched. I mean, basically, go to the lake. There's a ton of lakes here in Candiota County. I mean, on Saturdays, if it was nice, I would take all the kids up to Spicer and hang out on Green Lake. And again, it's certainly nothing flashy. Didn't go on any trips.
That's a Minnesota thing, man. You got to do that.
Who did, though? I had great childhood, and we never went anywhere. We went to the lake, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, like I said, I'm in a position now where my life is just to pour my life into my children and my family, and there's just not a lot of distractions. Well, that was the thing about TV. I mean, the pace at which life was going, as fun as it was, and as fun as it was to be like a C-list celebrity and all that stuff, dude, that's fun. There's no doubt. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that was fun. But the pace of life was fast and only getting faster. I mean,
let me ask you this, and be honest. You've been very honest, and thank you for being so honest.
Sure.
Dave Dahl decides he's going to quit. Channel 5 calls you up, says we will pay you $750,000 to do the 5, 6, and 10 o'clock news. You need to start next week.
I'll do it.
Yeah, she's going to say, I can figure out this. I'll make it up.
Now, what would I do?
Yeah.
I'd say yes in a heartbeat.
Okay.
But see, like that, with that kind of money, I could justify living in the cities with the cost at which, the cost for me is living in the Twin Cities, having that lifestyle and that schedule, and being very busy. But for that amount of money, I can justify it.
Gotcha.
For what I had been getting paid, I just couldn't justify it. Yeah. And again, that's not a knock. That's not a knock on Care 11. Yeah. That's just a knock on. That was just the reality of the situation. You know what I mean?
Right. I love your perspective, man. I really do. That's that's realistic. The right money, I'd do it.
I would. Yeah. But again, for me to work weekends, holidays, basically be there to fill in for Sven and Belinda for the rest of my career. Well, I mean, and again, that's just the brutal honesty of the situation. That's just the way it is. What it is. I mean,
did you like Sven? Come on, did you like him?
Sven? Sven's hilarious. Sven's hilarious.
All right.
He and I are probably the most polar opposite in about every facet of imagination.
You couldn't even fit in a photo together.
I mean, you look at again, his just lifestyle, all those things. I mean, the fact that I'm tall and he's just little tiny things, I mean. But honestly, when I was around him, I mean, you can't stop laughing because the guy's hysterical.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've taken up, I know, a good chunk of your morning here. Thanks for checking in with us.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for reaching out, and it's been enjoyable, and I've enjoyed your show. If I could describe your show in the 20 minutes I listened to it, if Beavis and Butthead got a radio show, this is probably what it would look like.
This is so cool.
It's not that smart.
Exactly
I guess that makes me Daria.
I tuned in and I heard you guys going,
Yeah, we're living the dream, Jerrid.
I love it. Hey, man, it's all
making
about what
zero
you want.
monies.
No, we're making $1 or $2, but yeah.
But it's honestly, life's it's not about money. It's about doing what you want.
And how do we support you then? Get on your website.
I got nothing, dude. I got nothing to sell. I have nothing to sell right now unless you want to hire me to speak. There'll be stuff down the road. I'd love to have a book out maybe in another year or two, but other stuff, you just want to follow along, join my mailing list. I got free stuff on there. There's free videos that within looking at my YouTube channel and getting my free videos, you would have a really good idea of what my message is. And if you just do that, I would love that. Just take the free stuff.
Sounds good. I can afford that.
It's all on our social media. So
awesome. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
The good Jerrid Sebesta. You can blame
the molester, Jerrid.
No, that's a different one.
Thanks for that.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right. See you guys.
He only likes grown-up women. That Jerrid.
So, pretty simple, I guess.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that.
It's common sense stuff. I hope you didn't feel like we were being smartasses, but it's true. If that's what you want, and I don't know why people get bent out of shape if people want that, and they're like, "Why would you live like that?"
Why would you want to live happily? That's bullshit.
I love that he's like, I'm just hunkering down with my family, and it's like, call me in 10.
Yeah, I had an entire weekend like that. Seriously, I'm so depressed after a week. I'm like, dude, you'll get
that
there.
novelty wears off.
Yeah.
All right, children, we've Beavis and Buttheaded for an hour here.
This was fun.
You guys got anything you need to plug? Anything happening?
I'm going to be at this Thursday at the Brave New Workshop doing a show. It's fun with good comics. the showcase going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we have
8 o'clock.
Busy week here. We're going to be at the State Fair Thursday.
Coming up to the State Fair, yeah.
Chart House Deck Show.
We're going to be in the Caribbean area, I guess. That
Yeah.
restaurant that always has like reggae. You know where that is?
I know exactly where that is.
Yeah, not too far away from the Turkey building by the. Yeah, anyway.
I'm going to be on the Fly TV on Friday and Mystic Lake Comedy Club at the casino on Friday and Saturday.
They have a comedy club in there?
Yeah.
With who?
I don't even know who the headliner and feature. I'm just the MC, but yeah, somebody. I can tell you.
That would make sense that they'd have someone.
Yeah,
because
let's hope
otherwise
so.
you're introducing no
Just
one.
Chuck.
Yeah, I'm doing 5 minutes and we're done.
If all they've
We're
done is hired the MC,
Yeah.
that's a horrible
Oh,
night
I
of
bet
comedy.
they forgot. I think that's what happened. They forgot to hire the headliner and feature. Huh? It's gonna be weird.
Don't go, everybody.
Don't go. Do not go.
All right. Well, there you go. A Monday, Twin Cities Hit Show. Don't jump out the window. We're all going to be fine. I swear.
We are. Doesn't affect us
This,
at all.
by the way, not Pink Floyd. We'll then begin with Brit Floyd. See you tomorrow.